Hey guys, this is Rich, and we're here at E3 2011. Audrey's with me.
Hey everyone.
And we're here to take a look at Nintendo's latest Skyward Sword trailer for Legend of Zelda. So, right here, got something kind of interesting.
Yeah, we can see a couple birds. Actually, on the show floor, you can play a demo where you get to fly around as the bird. You tilt the Wiimote left to right to sort of dictate which direction they fly in, and it's pretty cool.
It's like a racing type of game?
Yeah, you're sort of racing after another bird that has the statue that you're trying to get.
Cool. So we see the birds here heading towards a floating island.
Yeah, and you stop there. That floating island is Skyloft. It's the place where Link and Zelda grew up, actually, as childhood friends.
And so that's an interesting point, because we rarely ever see a Zelda tale that incorporates Link and Zelda as childhood friends. Usually she's like the noble,
the princess, and all that. But in Minish Cap, they were childhood friends. But this is a return to that. Here's some Skyloftians. That's what I've dubbed them.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, and that woman cooking, we're not sure why they showed her.
She's making good food. That's
she's making good food, and she's possibly like Link's aunt or something, or they just showed her for no reason. Who knows?
What she's cooking is important.
What she got cooking, we shall find out.
So, you know, again, major feature of Skyloft. You got this big sort of statue thing. And one thing we do know that we've heard during the E3 presentations we've seen is that there's some sort of like guardians, and
there's some guardian
there's
characters
heavy
in
emphasis
the game.
on like distinct races and distinct regions. I mean, we've seen that before, but it seems even more so this time.
And they're bringing a lot of new races, as you'll see later in the trailer, into this game. So we can only assume that this is one of the guardians of Skyloft, or one past royalty or something.
Here's a critical detail. Critical detail.
Rich made fun of me when I pointed this out, but we can see that he has red earrings instead of blue.
But that's important, actually, because like in a minute,
and later
we'll
on you'll see why
this
this is significant.
So let's jump ahead a little bit here, and then we got Zelda.
Here's our first glimpse of Zelda in this game. I've actually seen some cutscenes from the game, and you can tell that she's a lot sillier, a lot more carefree. This isn't the Zelda from Twilight Princess. This had sort of a very somber life.
Like Ocarina of Time, she's all like worried about things.
She's
just like brings bad news, but here she's happy.
And you can see her facial features are a little more rounded, kind of like the original concept art from the first few games.
Still got them pointy ears though.
Yeah, not the sharp features from the new games, but yeah, the pointy ears are still there. There's the Dragon Duck.
Yeah, Dragon Duck
is
what we're calling it.
Yeah.
Then you can see, Link over here again, like a lot of Zelda games, not starting off with his traditional like little pointy hat and everything.
Yeah, he doesn't have the green tunic yet. You can see he's got a sword on his back. It doesn't have the blue hilt, so it's not the Master Sword.
Yeah.
It's probably just the starting
Link has
sword.
the worst fashion sense ever, though. Look at that. What is that? I don't even know what he's wearing.
Totally
he's wearing a blanket around his waist.
Whatever.
Dragon Duck.
Dragon Duck friend. And then here, this is actually the game that we demoed on the show floor, where you can sort of run and jump off the edge and jump onto one of these bad boy birds and fly them around.
Nice. And then again you see Link and Zelda bonding here, and actually I guess you saw a cutscene, right, where he has to actually kind of save her because she's falling or something like that?
Yeah, no, she just sort of jumps off and jumps into his arms, and it seems like they're getting pretty cozy, but they're just friends. They cleared that up for us.
All right, so then here you got kind of the big plot point of the game.
Big surprise, big scoop, Zelda gets kidnapped.
Yeah, what? By a giant whale. Look at that thing.
This is the evil version of
Shamu got
the
pissed off.
Windfish from Link's Awakening. No, not really.
I'm saying it's Shamu. You go with Windfish, I'll go with Shamu.
We'll do that.
All right. So then...
Oh, and here, oh my god, his earrings are blue now.
Yeah, so
what's going on?
Clearly Link got on some drugs in the aftermath of Zelda's kidnapping.
He's tripping out, and then
like,
the rest of the game just takes place in his twisted up mind.
I'm going to get a call from Nintendo on this. All right, so this thing's important. This is actually the first, this is like the first glimpse of this Zelda game we got, which is this character right here.
The art that people freaked out about, because we saw Link without a sword next to the very sword-like character.
Yeah, so this is Fire Fee.
I can't
quite remember, but yeah, so basically this thing becomes the Skyward Sword.
She becomes the Skyward Sword, which we theorize in turn becomes the Master Sword, because Skyward Sword is an origin story for the Master Sword.
Exactly.
So she's very significant in the game. She acts as sort of the Navi. She's your guardian. She gives you hints throughout.
Exactly. So then there's this dude who clearly has some eyebrow problems.
Yeah, he's got a similar symbol on him as Zelda did. If you saw earlier, Zelda has the symbol from the Hylian shield on her dress, and he looks a lot...
Papa, maybe? Or,
yeah, it might be her dad. He looks a lot like past designs of the King of Hyrule, so we're thinking and he's daddy telling Link to go and get her.
And then there's that creepy cheetah cat in the background, which really
yeah,
scares the hell out of me.
The important cheetah cat that freaks Rich out.
It does. All right, anyway.
And in this scene, you can see that Link is getting the trademark green tunic.
Yes, pants this time, too.
He's got the pants, the big puffy pants,
yep.
and
he got
chainmail
chainmail, yep.
for the first time.
Every time his design evolves a little bit, so anyway, we can keep moving along.
Yeah,
and,
getting ready
looking
for
all
action.
serious, ready to go down to Hyrule. Yep.
He's Link fighting various Zelda enemies.
I mean, and you were saying, Audrey, like, combat is very precision-based in this.
It's very precision-based in this. You really... It's not like Twilight Princess, the Wii version, where you could sort of waggle. You just sort of stood in front of enemy and waggled. In this one, you really have to watch where your sword is aiming, because the enemies will change where they're holding up their shield, where they're blocking. Okay, we'll go back to him in a second. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
And here, I played this part in the demo. Actually, you can see, you can send the beetle up, and you can cut the Dekubabas down before they attack you.
Nice.
So it's a neat use of that new item.
Okay.
And
all right.
here,
ready for it? The best thing ever. I don't know what it's called.
It's part penguins, part panda. It's 100% awesome.
It's a panda.
Yes.
Excellent. We're going to call it a panda.
Yes,
I don't even care what they call it in the strategy
species, and it's amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, again, like we were saying earlier, heavy emphasis on species.
Yeah, he looks sort of similar to like a species that would be in Wind Waker or something like that, but we're excited to see what this little guy
actually,
does.
while we're totally in love with Panda, the thing to notice on the left is Link's shield.
We've never seen a shield like this before. It's got a symbol on it. It looks sort of like a bird.
Yeah, bird claw maybe.
A bird claw on it, but we don't know where he got that shield or what that symbol is.
We've seen him have wooden shields in the past, but this seems very distinct.
He usually starts off with a wooden shield, but this one is distinct.
But then he's also in his full like Link garb too, which is interesting that he's that far, you know, sort of like accepted the quest, but he's still,
and if you look at his sword, it's a little different than the sword that he started with. So either that's the Skyward Sword that he's already gotten that maybe becomes the Master Sword, or he just has a bunch of different weapons in this game, which would be cool too.
So again, more precision attacks there, just nailing off the heads.
He looks a lot like a Gleeok, that dragon, three-headed dragon from the original game.
Yeah.
It's probably just a coincidence, but it looks a lot like him.
Yeah, and then we got some of the fire temple stuff that we've seen in the past, and
here's cool.
This is cool.
You hit the switch, and it sort of brings color to this game, and it's interesting.
Wouldn't it be funny if it actually didn't do anything except for it just made it colorful, and then you just move along?
The pretty button. But it's interesting. In the round table, we talked about, or Miyamoto discussed that there's sort of less of an emphasis on dungeons in this game. You're going to be sort of revisiting areas, and there's going to be new puzzles and things to explore. So
like the overworld itself kind of is a dungeon.
Exactly. So that looks like what we're seeing here is where you do something that changes the environment, and you can interact with it in a whole new way.
Yeah.
And here's the spider lava rock monster.
We're really good at names.
Yeah.
moving right along. Another race here. These guys are actually, they live near this volcano thing, which I presumably might be that fire temple type thing.
Yeah, during the round table, we saw some more footage of them. They're really kind of funny, snarky guys. They seem like they're going to play some sort of role in the story, but we don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, keep
and
going.
This is during the volcano level.
Yeah, and then we got, so this actually is kind of cool. So first, it looks like you can ride the bird. Maybe it's kind of this game's version of the horse, basically. It lets you kind of traverse this upper area. I wonder if you'll have the
bird when you're in Skyloft and maybe Epona when you're in Hyrule.
That could be kind of cool. And so you can see like little islands off in the distance, so it seems kind of like you'll be able to travel to these sorts of things and
like
find
maybe
some
Skyloft isn't the
secrets
only
and stuff.
island in the sky.
It's like one overworld.
And there, down there, you can see there's this big hole in the clouds down there, and later you'll see that he actually jumps off of his bird down there. So we're thinking this is the area where he jumps down to Hyrule below, because we know that he goes to Hyrule from Skyloft.
Yeah, it's
back
like
and
corrupted
forth.
and he has to like save it.
Exactly.
So, this bad boy.
Here we have Girahim. He's the new baddie. We still assume that Ganon's going to be the main bad guy, but
that's way of a stretch, Audrey. I mean, come on, Ganon in a Zelda game.
Yeah, what? He's only a third of the Triforce.
Anyway, so you fought this guy, right?
Yeah, I fought this guy in the demo, and he's really cool. You have to really be on your guard to beat this guy. He's a lot different from Ganon. He's very theatrical. He's got this sort of, you can't see it in here, he's got this sort of tongue business going on.
Okay,
and
that's creepy.
It is creepy.
And there's a big emphasis on swordplay though, right? I mean,
there's a huge emphasis on swordplay. You have to they almost anticipate where you're going to strike, and they try and block your attacks. So you really have to find their weakness and exploit it before they change up what they're doing.
Cool.
And we originally thought that that guy was Vati, but it turns out that he isn't.
He's not. Excellent.
So, and it's interesting. People have brought this up before. He looks a lot like the Gilded. He has the pattern on him, like from the Gilded Sword in Majora's Mask. But we originally thought that there couldn't be any correlation because the Gilded Sword is only supposed to be in the Majora's Mask sort of dimension. But
cool.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe they're bringing this together.
Well, we're going to get you a bunch more Skyward Sword impressions in the near future, and stay tuned to IGN.com for more.
Bye.